Okay.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? We are back with the Pool live stream, trading live here with Michael and Tim. How are you guys?
We are good and ready to rock it for today.
Excellent. We've got the regulars in the chat. How are you doing there, Alf, Nolly? You all good? Post them tickers in. And we'll get straight to it after this.
Oh, I was muted.
All right.
We're live. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. How's it going, everybody?
All good here. All good. Tiny T, how you doing?
Man, I am glad to be back.
Yeah.
I was out sick for a few days. Cold or something keeps coming back, or allergies. But yeah, I'm feeling good today. Dollar Tree is not feeling good though. Wow. They're closing 1,000 stores, I heard. So
Yeah.
that's their earnings last night.
We got a few droppers. Nvidia, Tesla, AMD. The market is dropping nicely.
Yeah, NQ come off of this. I was sitting waiting for this level up here this morning to see if we reacted off it at all. I was just sitting there, not drilling down too fast, just sitting on the 30-minute there, and then saw that pop and then a retest of it. So we're short. I just literally covered this. I do have a buy side liquidity all the way down here, but we used that the other day, so I was literally where was my most recent one? That was the one we used yesterday. So it was off these lows up to this high. Yeah, so I was a little bit off it. So I had them moving averages sitting there and I was like, yeah, I'm going to take that off. So yeah, but nice trade this morning already. You still in that, Michael?
Yeah, I waited for the live session to start. Actually wanted to close it just a tiny bit below. Right now is a bit running higher. But basically I took that short from here. Thought it will drop for a new low. It actually went up to the next resistance level. That's a very nice resistance level. You can see that pretty clearly. You can see the bounce from it in the previous days. So once it reached that, I added more, and then a very nice drop. Pushing pretty strong right now. Volume coming in at the bottom. So I don't know if that's the end of the down move for today. But we do have another level just below it. So I'm expecting it to drop, maybe bounce now, and then give another push to the downside, reaching some support, and then the flip. Hopefully we'll see that.
Gotcha. Okay, so we have a look at some hot small caps this morning, and then we'll take a look
Let's
at
start
the large caps here. So GXAI, I'm going to go with first. Popping most recently. It's gone straight into benchmark 2, kind of ignored benchmark 1, at least on the 30 minutes. Use the back side of it there. So let me just make sure this hasn't moved down. So if this is going to hold benchmark 2 today, and that's always an if, we're still at the same place. We are looking for a potential retest and hold of this kind of 1015 to 1050 area. If that can hold and we get a nice little wick like this going into it on the 1 minute, we can try and get short. The moving averages are currently holding this. The VWAP's currently holding this. So it's totally front side. So we need to be careful. But that's, my edge in pre-market is that benchmark level with a rejection off it. And it's definitely pulled back there. If I was looking for a target off there, it's actually down here at $7. Let's say $7 ultimately. But if we do break up here at 10 and 11, then we have plenty of room. I don't have anything else above there. Benchmark wise, I'm sure there's something, on the daily looking back that you'd have, Michael. But at the moment, that's an opportunity that it could go a lot further here. So just looking to see if we can't get some rejection there into this level for GXAI. Like I said, it would be potential retest of the pre-market high getting up there. LICY I had as well this morning. That's gone into its benchmark one. It's only $1. How long has it been down here? Yeah, so it's been working its way up. Benchmark here. There's another one up here at 140 on LICY. It's just rejected the benchmark. Didn't come back to give a nice sell at 88, but that would have been the first target down here if you're into your 20-cent plays.
So you got 140 on that?
I have on LICY one, between 140 150.
Yeah.
You got something there?
Yeah, the 140, the close of the gap, entering the gap at around 120, 125. That could be also maybe a resistance for that. Yeah.
My bogey level that's smack in the middle that sometimes just holds it up. Yeah. What about GXAI then, Michael? While we're there, let's nip back to GXAI. What you got? Is there anything up above that 11 area? We've just punched into that. We've just punched into this level here now, GXAI.
Right now, 1050. Let's see if we got something from pre-market.
Okay, so we're cracking that. It looks like it's trying to double top right now.
I don't have anything. Looks pretty wild and free, you know?
It does, doesn't it? So, yeah, be careful if we can hold that 11 area. Let's see if there's anything to do. Too aggressive at the moment, I think, to go short.
Yeah.
Given it's... Let's see what we get in the next minute or so. Oh, maybe not.
Interesting. High volume coming in at on 11.
Yeah.
So that could be a nice trap from here, but I don't know. I don't see any resistance besides that. If it will break the 11, could easily go to the next one at around 13 or so. I got one.
Oh, okay.
I got one at 14. Maybe the 14 will be the one. Yesterday, great trade on Holo, right?
Yeah, wasn't it? It's popping again, actually, Holo. I don't know if it's got anything on it, but it was on the scanner this morning for a little while, so I'll have a look at that as well. GXAI, the news on it is Gaxo's acquiring the rights to AI-enabled technology from a top biohacking app. So AI news there. Whether or not it's got the legs to do this, I don't know. What we got on here? He's rejecting off that level. Pre-market, it's not as easy to get in, is it? So let's see what we've got there. All right. Now, so it's got AI in it, so we could expect this to pop. And sorry, Michael, what was that level you said? 14?
Yeah, I got 14 on yeah.
Oh, mark out.
I mean, any type of stock that will start talking, any company that will start talking about AI will skyrocket, right?
Yeah.
And you can say, I got glasses with coffee for AI, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you could say that as well. So let's see. It looks like it wants to go here now. So it's holding the backside of that liquidity pool. Let's see what it's got. But yeah, okay. Let's have a look at something else. But yeah, it's got AI news on it. There was some others from yesterday. GRPH was again another one pre-market. There's been such nice plays in pre-market at the moment. Still in smack into the benchmark, a retest into the liquidity pool, and back off straight back down from 4 down to 365. For GRPH, TNON is one I took on the account, which I didn't get. So I got in at, let me check. T9. 218 and 29. So okay, so it was the play from this sell side liquidity. It missed the one right up here. So I took this short and took it down here to the buy side liquidity pool. It had a couple of attempts at that in any case, so I took it off there, but now it's gone down to always the case, Michael. Yeah, I know you'd have still been in this if you was in pre-market. It's another late text that I get, but yeah, this is this is where it's ending up so far. It could work its way out of here. If it does, we could have another trade on from the whole session, the target, or the whole session, the whole pre-market session anyway. So be careful if we try and grind out of that level. Yes, there was a stock that done that yesterday. So if we go out there could be a play on from kind of 165 up to the 220 area again on Tenon. We'll move that down.
Yeah. Guys at home, welcome. For those of you who just joined, Slavoj, I see that we answered that. Good luck. You only got $45 to reach the target on your evaluation. That's amazing. So be careful on that.
Yeah, don't go too big now.
Yeah, Tiny, appreciate it. We always, that's what we do. We always do those interviews, just to give more knowledge, especially from guys that pass the evaluation and understand, the process, and generally speaking, got some knowledge about trading. So that's amazing. Thanks for the feedback. What about Tesla? Half is saying Tesla. 125.
Let's have a look. Wow. Oh, all right. We're testing those lows, are we? Okay, so I still had that 169 down there. It's been sitting down there for ages. We are, each time the sell side liquidity is holding for Tesla, so it can't, like we said yesterday, it's having trouble there. There's one up here, and it just can't go and grab it. So like I say, if it doesn't need it, the congestion we've got down here, I could well see it pushing lower again today. We've just broken these liquidity balls that were sitting here in the trend line there. So down heavy on pre-market. Let me just cut the pre-market session for a second. Delete some of these from yesterday. Oh, there was yesterday's benchmark, by the way, sitting down there from the highs. So I'll be aware of that one. And okay, so ignoring the switch on. I'm going to have 176, 177. Nothing to pull pre-market from the other side, but from a best execution standpoint, yeah, I think that's going to marry up with the whole session, isn't it? If I use these last swings here, yeah. So I would go best execution today.
Yeah, what is your level there? 170, 171?
Yeah, so to the upside 176, to the downside 171.5.
Yeah. Miguel is asking, but if you're asking about the program, just if you have specific questions, you can either take it to the Discord or send us an email, help@tradeapool. So on Tesla, I'm looking for a buy signal at 170 or just a tiny bit below. We talked about it yesterday. I wanted it to drop to this area of support. Didn't do that yet. Could do it today. So especially if the market will shift, after this pullback, will continue the downtrend. That could give it a nice push, and hopefully this 170 area, between the 170 to 169, still Tesla. So this area could be a support for me to try to buy the dip on that. Let's see. What else do we have? NVIDIA is still super strong. I mean, did you look at it, Scott?
No, I haven't looked at NVIDIA yet. So I don't.
I mean, even when it's dropping, like the last few minutes when it dropped, when it reached support and the market did shift for a tiny bit at least, we see it bouncing up just super quickly. So that's a very strong statement from NVIDIA. Every time it pushed down, they all want to buy in and just get into that party.
Let's just.
I would love to buy that around 895, 94.
Just seeing what I've got on it. NVDA there as well. So, okay, so let's just switch here. So, yeah, that's why I feel like we've got that pop out of it. And like I say, every time we are using, we are dropping into a buy side liquidity, it's being bought up very, very quickly. This one down here as well. So, yeah, for NVIDIA, whoops. Bearing in mind, actually, where was that? Trying to get that first big red day that NVIDIA had. Is it still this one here being brought over? Are we in it? Yeah, still up there. And I think I brought it down to this low, didn't I? Yeah. So yeah, we're right in there. So from the first red day that we had, that big drop, we've worked our way back into that buy side liquidity. So this is quite a key level then for me now on NVDA. If we can break above that 9 and hold above this kind of 950 area and break that pool, then we could just run just like a small cap does effectively. So that's quite key. This buy side is quite key right now.
Yeah, all the way to the 1,000 if we break the 950. I would love to see it drop just a little bit more to the 890, 95, just to catch it from below and definitely join this crazy runner. Okay, I see JMG. What's going on? Just started the trial with Trader Pool. Let's go. Let's do that. Take your time, learn the program, learn the rules, and hopefully we will see you on the next interview. Nice one. Good luck.
So we've got another level here at 223 to 232. That's from the pre-market swing down that we've just had. So this might be an early indication here at 9:30 that we get the break at 9:50. Right? Obviously, we can use all this up here, but if we do break and close above that 9:30 level, that could be an indication that we may also break the 9:50, and that buy side is just very, very strong. Else, if we do foul, these are yesterday's, if we do foul this 900 area, then that big red day that we had has a little bit more importance to it, I think. All right, Hollow. Let's have a look at Hollow because it appeared on the scanner this morning. I want to see. Okay, so Hollow. Hollow yesterday pumped into. We had two benchmarks in the same area, and it kind of had 3 attempts at that, holding the liquidity pools up there before it broke and then broke again, resting in this buy side down here overnight. And then this morning, popped straight back to, if this is the A to B, that's the pull for it, and has attempted that again. So I'm guessing even from this swing up here. Okay, so Hollow's got a couple of things to break if it wants to go higher. Firstly, 620s and a close above, and then 650s. Like so, I just wouldn't write this one off, to be honest. Yeah, it does. It's so backside compared to where it's been.
Yeah,
but who knows? Who knows what it's got on it? We'll see. But that's the key: is the break of these two today. All right.
So, did we talk about PIXY?
Pixie.
Yeah,
I had that. I think I traded that this morning. No, did I trade? I'm sure I traded Pixie. Yeah, I traded Pixie this morning. We had a short up there at 5s. Yeah. So yeah, smacked into the benchmark. Give us an opportunity here, and the buy side liquidity was here. Oh, this is the one that dropped all the way through. Yeah, did cover it. So it's sitting currently in its buy side liquidity. I would say if it works its way out, it could see trouble up around this 470 area. If it breaks, it can go double top or higher. There's huge levels up here still for Pixie. What's the news on Pixie? Old news. I don't see Yep, no real catalyst for that today. So bear that in mind. That may have already done what it needed to do.
Yeah. I got also DLTR, Dollar Tree. DLTR. Let me share my screen for a sec.
Yeah, this is the one I was watching.
This is the one. Yeah. Crazy move. So
my wife loves Dollar Tree, as I'm sure many wives do. But we're both big fans.
Not just wives. I'm sorry, but I like them too.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. We were just there last night, and I just got. Oh, it's downstairs. I was rummaging around. That's where I was off camera. But yeah, they had a set of notebooks. It's like perfect for trading journal set. Oh, here we go. But yeah, I heard they were closing 1,000 stores. I don't know the mix between. I guess they own Family Dollar as well. I'm not sure the mix between the two brands, but
So let's read the chart a little bit. 129 currently. So of course we have this area of support. We can mark it. Yeah, we can mark it just like that from 130. Let's see. This is just a range between 129 to almost 130. So 130 all the way to 129. So that's a dollar that we're in right now. Support is just a tiny bit below. If we'll break that support, then we can see another drop to the area of 127. And then we got this gap that is still open from December last year. So this one right here at 124. So those are the levels that I see for Dollar Tree. Pushing higher, we got resistance at around 132. So that's $2 up. Going to the 1 minute chart, let's see what we got. Okay, so that's like the very nice one, held pretty nicely here. One scenario will be to push all the way down to the 124 and then try to buy the dip on that. That will be a bit aggressive. The other one will be wait for it to reach, again, the 200 EMA and this area of resistance from pre-market and then try to short it. So that should be around 136 to 38 and then try to catch it on the way down. So those are the two scenarios I can see right now on DLTR. And I got one more. I'm not familiar with this symbol. GE Healthcare Technology, GEHC.
Oh yeah, how are they doing? That's when I was watching after the spin-off.
Not that good.
Well.
Gotta tell you. 92 to 87 something. Made a crazy run the last few months, but right now it's going to start right at the 200 EMA and area of support here. So I'll mark this level right here. This should be one of the places to watch, and the other one will be here. So keep in mind that if we open below 200 EMA, in most cases, the stock will continue to the next support level and won't stop on the first one. So we'll wait for that. What else? Do we have anything else? That's the only two big ones that I got on the radar.
Let's see what's popping at the minute, really.
Yeah, and I guess that for GEHC, they did an offering. I don't know if you got that, but so this was the pricing of the previously announced secondary underwritten public offering. So this might be one of those where, people just see the word offering or algos see it, and then once people read it, it gets a chance to do something. I'm still going through my newsletters here on the biotech front. I know there's a couple conferences this week. I'm just kind of spaced out here still. So.
What else?
I'm just going to switch over to GXL.
We got a special guest here. A special guest in the audience. Just right here, Henry, the guy that you see here, one of our funded trader.
Hey, in the house.
Yes. That's great to see you, Henry. You gotta, if you want to check out the interview with Henry, you can definitely do so. It's on our YouTube channel.
And then you can come on the show as well.
Yeah.
Tell us all how you did it and
What's
discuss
the
your
sauce?
strategy. Yeah, what's the sauce? Okay, so just trying to update this on GXAI now then. So we did pump through that level on increased volume. It didn't do much about it after that. We come straight back down, but we've come straight back down to that buy side liquidity. And that's one thing that I like to keep an eye on, because where we haven't come down here in the morning, you'll find all the other stocks that I've looked at this morning that did pop pre-market found their way back to their lower buy side liquidity pool. This one hasn't. So it's held its benchmark number one, now bouncing between the two. We now have another kind of liquidity up here. So a break of 11.16, definitely then I think you would see some form of further push other than just this break above the high. If this holds though, can still be a good short opportunity. So I've still got that on my radar on GXAI. What did I have on Dollar Tree?
So for Mara, definitely interesting for the downside for me. The Bitcoin looks pretty good to push down as well. And we had a poll, and now I see the result. What will happen to Microsoft today? So 54 of you guys, or percent at least, said it will go higher because of the dividend that they announced. So that could be also interesting to watch. Not a lot of volume coming in currently, but definitely interesting reaching this last high, getting closer to that at least. Interesting to see.
A couple others that were interesting. So ACAD, ACAD, this is Acadia Pharmaceuticals. This is one that I traded back in the day. So they just had a failed, their study showed it did not, let's see, was it pimavanserin? Did not reach the endpoint in their study for schizophrenia. So they took a hit. That was yesterday, day before yesterday, right after the close. And yesterday it just kind of puttered around. Now it's interesting that it is kind of holding right around here. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm noticing that they are still maintained at buy and overweight. So let's see what happens there. I'm curious what you think of that levels wise there. I noticed it just fell below this key point, but it's just puttering around there.
Nice. Just saying hello to Andre. He just joined also the mini buying power. So congrats and good luck. Do your best. What are you saying, Scott?
Good luck, Andre. Yeah, I was just going to ask on Microsoft, where would you look to get long today? If you think, I'm just looking at let me just show you. Microsoft broke sell side liquidity pool here that I drawn in. So recognized it, went to the middle and then broke out of the upside of it. And I have had a daily benchmark in for Microsoft sitting up here for some time, 423 to 428. So obviously I've got the pre-market level giving me an area here between 416 and 415. Anywhere you'd look to get in?
I mean, for the long side, it just sitting or just broke through the support between 417 to 416 and a half. So this area for me will be a good one to start with.
Okay,
it's
let's see.
Time. Okay,
All right,
good luck,
go.
everybody. Let's do this. Here we go, market. Give me my money.
Okay.
Yes, here we go. About to close the NASDAQ. Covering some. Nice.
Okay, let's see what Microsoft has got here as well. So that's
that's dropping. Yeah, I'll wait just a tiny bit, but as long as it's playing with the level and the market will bounce from here, Yeah, that could be a nice aggressive, but nice one to the upside. Gonna cover my short.
Okay, GXAI is attempting that liquidity pool now up there at 11. Right now, it's rejecting it. Look at GXAI.
Gonna leave 0.6 on the Nasdaq. The rest is out. Okay, let's go.
Okay, now rejecting off the sell side to the buy side on GXAI. So going to see a little bit of bouncing around here. So it's key now of whether this can hold as to whether or not this has got the legs for a short or a long. Obviously for me, I think that's got, if we've got that room above, there's not a lot there, but let's see what we've got here. So it's pushing further down there now.
Nice. Great move on Nasdaq. Also Nvidia dropping down very nicely. I'm just waiting to buy the dip on Nvidia. That's what I'm trying to do. Just wait for the right area. Market looks okay. Maybe to push just a tiny bit even more. 18,370.
Okay, yeah, so I've got so bang into buy side liquidity here. So yeah, it can go as deep into this as it likes on the open kind of thing. So that's, I'm looking at Microsoft at the minute. It's also doing the same thing. Tesla
actually running up.
Yeah. So Tesla's got best execution up there, didn't we say, at 175, 176?
Nvidia might do the shifting from here, like the reverse from here. I'm gonna wait just a tiny bit more. Hopefully it will reach the support level we talked about right here. Might miss it, but I'm gonna wait just a tiny bit more. This will be more of a conviction area for me. Hopefully it won't run without me.
Okay. You got anything on there, Tim? Just watching it sell.
Yeah, I was just watching it settle and also just going through a couple of these earnings. So actually, I looked over this at the beginning of the week, but I'm still just playing catch up because I was dragging there. So a couple of things just had earnings, and I'm actually going to see what they're doing. So Zim, that's one that's got a little bit of meme, at least with some of the groups that I'm in. So that's as I understand it, Israeli shipping company. So with all of the Houthi action and everything else going on, there's been a lot of speculation on that one. They just did earnings, and they are down they're down a point. Looks like roughly right now.
Did you say Zim?
Zim, Zulu, India, Mike.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. Let me pull this up.
It
looks like they're just at a key. Go ahead.
That's a big company.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess with all the situation, that's what drives it down.
And then now Petco Woof just had earnings, and they are up on that. So man, I'll have to check in on my Bark trade based on that. There we go. Yep, and that is looking solid as well now, I think. It's got just a slight uptrend, and it is catching on that again there, so I'll look to see if it can hold this level. But I feel good about that. So Woof, I'll be jumping in on that. I don't know what they reported, but it sounds good. Let's see what the news says here. Oh, the CEO, the CEO quit and the stock jumped up. Always a good review of your performance.
I mean, exactly. That's
But yeah, it seems to be coming off of
Imagine
that
what it
little pop
feels.
now. So we'll see if this holds here. A lot
Okay,
of
Microsoft
bottom wicks though. Go ahead.
Microsoft continued to drop, so I would look for the next support on that. Very nice move. Also, Nasdaq is working that level.
Oh, here's one that had good. I got some good trades on this, so I'm bullish on them long term. And then recently it was looking nice. Yesterday we had a real nice pop on Rumble, RUM. So they announced their Rumble Cloud, which is basically their, similar to AWS or any of these other solutions. They offer compute, storage, VPC, and I think one other thing. They have some Kubernetes, so container management services. So they're basically positioning themselves as, they're gonna just stick to the legal requirements and then not have a lot of other terms or censorship besides that. So if you're looking to host your own, anything, you can do it there. So that just launched yesterday. They are going into earnings, so we'll see how that goes. And again, they are. Let me see how DWAC's doing actually, because they are the infrastructure provider for that and a few other things. But it might be finally time for my long Rumble short DWAC trade. I keep thinking that's a great idea, and I just keep getting blown out by the DWAC meme traders. So
I'm gonna take it to DLTR. So started with
we're doing it.
fall. We talked about that. Now it's bouncing and sitting right on top of the level. So a classic one will be above 132. Try to push it to the 200 EMA to reach that resistance on pre-market. So let's see if it can break through the 132, and that could be an interesting trade. Or like I said before, waiting until it dropped to 124-ish and then try to buy the dip on that. Microsoft just entered another support level.
Okay.
But
and I'm going to try a little feeler here on
go ahead.
Woof. Let's see.
Woof. It's a great name.
Come on.
I love that one.
Yeah.
So GXAI has just been halted up on a break of that sell side.
And I'm going to hop back into Bark as well, since I think that bodes well for this.
Still waiting for another move on the Nasdaq. What's your next level there, Scott?
NQ, I have. Yeah, we're kind of right in there. Right now. Let's just grab that. Yeah, so that 183. I don't think I have anything below that. Yeah, it's just a case of working this out for me. It's a big wide range, so I'm just looking to see a couple of pushes down before I can get long with that. I have longed. I've shorted Tesla. And out at these lows. So just from that best execution level that we topped into, so straight up there, 175.80 short and covered down here at 174. I've got the buy side here. Nice. Again, we'll find out if that is, too early an exit if we continue to break down here. But looking at the wider picture, that I think the Nasdaq's coming into a buy zone. It just needs to work through that.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out. But best execution to the buy side would actually be a lot lower, right? 170, 154. So
and maybe time to revisit ARM, I'm thinking too on that note. Yeah. Oh wow, there it is. That's strong.
Yeah, I mean that's the level for the Nasdaq, I guess. Maybe just another tiny push, but we're, like you said, we're getting into that buyer zone. So again, waiting for NVIDIA, started to get to that point of support. That's like $4 of support. Obviously, NVIDIA can easily move that. So right now, really pushing it. That will be my move. I just need the market with me. And if so, we will have a nice trade here. I'm going to take some. Yeah.
Oof. Man, so far Dollar Tree is not getting a lot of strength off of this, so we'll see what happens. I have, let's see, I drew this ages ago, and it's right at an equilibrium point on Dollar Tree there. So, kind of the test levels that I have are 140 on the upside and 120 to the downside, which is sort of long-term ranges, but there's kind of a lot of room in both directions. It's going to have to pick.
So I took that long on NVIDIA, just a tiny bit, a filler, and hopefully the market will bounce from here and I can add more. I got a nice cushion from the trade I made on the NASDAQ. Still got 0.3 in. I'll see if the market can continue just a tiny bit more and then I'll close it. If not, I'll go flat if it will break the highs, the previous highs.
All right. Now, I am going to beat my head against this wall again. Target, I think. I'm going to put a tight stop below the low of the day. But obviously with the Dollar Tree earnings, this could be sort of the last sort of downward pressure, and it seems to be holding that level. I've been thinking this is oversold for a little bit. The Target had strong earnings and then sold off a decent bit. But if we look at this, this is basically just kind of undercutting where it was. So they had, I believe this was their earnings, and then they pushed up. Let me actually check when they had earnings before I speak unduly here. So that was Tuesday morning, the 5th. Yep, so here we go. Yeah, so they had their initial earnings. They ran the next day, they popped up. And so here's their earnings. They pushed up, they popped up the next day, and now they're just undercutting. So now they're testing that initial earnings pop. So I think here's where it could pick up and resume its upward movement if it shows that it's got strength in that initial momentum there.
Nice one. Marvel.
And,
Good.
I think I'm just gonna. So I am shorting Disney as well. Just again with a stop above the high there, but it looks like it's just gonna rip there too. But I think I'm gonna take that GameStop short again too. So I'll let you know how that works out.
What was your entry price, Cannoli, on Marvel? Doing quite well.
And wow, Rumble, yeah, is just still pushing strong right there. So that's great. Keep going. I'll see if there's any additional news on this, but I'm good about that.
Okay.
Now this one's interesting because it is a de-SPAC. This was CFVI, I believe. And so they do have warrants outstanding. I have a few of those. But they are 1150 strike. They're not till 2028, I think. So as we start approaching that strike price again, I think things get interesting there. But this one I think has been oversold a little while, but no sign of stopping this morning.
Okay. The GXAI opened up from the from the halt.
Which one is that?
GXAI, that small cap that
Yep.
was bouncing between a sell and a buy side there. So it's nearly got to that 14 level that you had on there, Michael, at the moment. Yeah, break above that 1122 area, pushed it up there, halted at 13. Halted at
13, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Halted at 13. Currently
Nice
pulled
move.
back. So we'll see if that has anything left on it to the upside for now.
Just move stop loss on NASDAQ. Let's say it probably will take me out now. The rest of the position. Very nice move. Very nice trade in general. But I'm still in NVIDIA, and I need to see a shift from the market in order to add more to the position. So currently just dropping, reaching another support roughly 20 points from here. So hopefully NVIDIA can stop and change direction. I only got 10 shares, so the loss is pretty small. This is why I took only 10 shares, just because it wasn't like the perfect moment, but I had to get myself in. Sometimes you gotta be, you gotta be in that trade in order to start feeling it and pay attention to it and all. So from time to time, it will be just easier to, just get in with 5 shares even. Feel it, try to stay close to it, and then add the rest of the position.
I think that's what I'm doing with Microsoft, Michael, at the moment. I was in from this buy side that looked like it was about to hold, so I'm now taking that heat down to this sell side liquidity pool. Is that an old sell side or buy side? I did draw that up incorrectly. No, it is old sell side. GXI getting some more money flow in. So on that note, pushing towards that 13 area where it halted last time again. So yesterday's price movement is giving me a buy side where we are now, which is a little bit of comfort. So yeah, if I can get a better rejection here, I'll add some more on a Microsoft long. And what is okay? So NASDAQ, however, is breaking its pull to the downside. Okay. So keep an eye on that.
I'm gonna adjust a tiny bit also to NVIDIA. Let's see how it plays. Here we go, GXAI, just reaching those highs, breaking through those highs. GXAI.
Yeah.
Oh.
ADCT seems to be running as well. What's that on the tape? ADCT. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Not running enough for me. Ignore that one. GXAI.
Nice one, Kenoli. Still moving my stop loss. My stop loss at the NASDAQ, on the NASDAQ. Another push to the downside, and I'll make it even closer. I want to see 176. What's that?
GXI is just punching 14 or about to. It's 1390s.
Yeah. Okay, maybe now we will see the bounce from NASDAQ and NVIDIA. Just a tiny bit to get flat or break even. Let's look at coin. You're saying 260, Canoli? Shorting it. Yeah, that could be a play.
So Tesla just sideways after it's run up there to the sell level at 176. Microsoft just holding that 413 level for a couple of bars right now. Okay, still no confirmation at the moment for me on Microsoft to add any. What we got on NQ?
It's trying.
It's true. I've had a 1 minute pin bar there for you. If that's
not a whole lot.
No. NQ can eat those up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think it will drop just a tiny bit more. I gotta leave it at 18,320. So it's like 20 points. It's kind of easy to do, but we are in the, like you said, in the side of the buyers. So we just need to wait just a tiny bit, and it should change direction. Guys at home, please send us your love with a like and subscribe to the channel. For those of you who are new here, we're doing it every day from Monday till Wednesday, 9 till 11 Eastern. If you have any interesting symbols you want us to check or trade, feel free to do so. Okay, let's go NVIDIA, start pushing it. What was the level on GXAI? Is that
14. It's literally double topping at 14 right now.
Right. Let's see that. I'm not too convinced here yet.
No.
Volume's starting to increase, but
I'd need a minimum a close beneath these moving averages or something here at the moment. I mean, it would be lovely to hit it and dump, but I don't feel it right now. The volume wise, the volume is actually, you do have some volume divergence here with what the price is doing at the minute.
yeah. Oh wow, nice. Hans, how's it going? Good job. Just
Well
got
done,
funded
Hans.
today. Okay, I gotta bring the money in for you.
Congrats.
Let's
That's
see.
always a great day.
Here we go. That's for you, Hans. Nice. Welcome. And thanks for that. Thanks, Gil. Okay.
Well, there's another push from GXAI.
Yeah, break into a new. I don't know about the next one. Do you have anything there? I mean,
I'd have to, or I get right out on the day. No, not really.
Very clear right now. Not a lot to stop.
Right,
it.
if I had it my one, I think it would be pretty supernova if it does. Okay.
Well, I just scalped my first profit on Woof, so that's good. That's looking good.
Nice.
And these re-entries are not so bad.
So that's working it off its huge swing at the bottom there. Would make these kind of intradays, and that would be a daily effectively.
Okay. Let's see. Maybe you'll get the chance with Microsoft now.
Yeah, keeping an eye on another pin bar in there from Microsoft trying to develop there, isn't it? or a 180 coming up, perhaps.
Market is trying to shift, and also my Nvidia trade right now, tiny bit in profit, just looking for a place to add more. I'm not fully convinced of that stop in the market. If you're looking at, let's say, even the Qs, right? And then you don't really see a real stop. I would love for it to bounce from here, but a tiny bit of higher volume than the previous one, that's fine. But in most cases, when you will see a real stop and a real reverse, you will see it much more clearer. And this is why I think we're going to see another low. Hopefully we won't, but it makes sense to me that we will push, like I said, on NASDAQ, maybe 20 points lower. So I'm waiting with my ads on Nvidia. I'm going to wait just a tiny bit more. If the market will break 441 like the Qs, then I'll start thinking more of adding to Nvidia. I'm currently just waiting. Don't want to waste my ammunition.
So the NQ and Microsoft kind of similar pattern right now.
Also, AMD could be interesting. Already did a nice push to the upside. Yeah, it's just AMD. If we got some levels below it, could be interesting.
VERI is running.
Okay, Alf is telling us 19 for who? GXAI. Okay. We'll wait for that.
I'll have a look, Alf. We have Veri's just running, but into a point of previous consolidation that it's had before. There's a big volume day that this guy's had.
AMD got plenty of room to the downside. Interesting.
I'm loath to admit it, but this could be a inverted cup and handle forming on a couple time frames on target here. So I may
show us what you got.
Switch sides here. It's a little odd on the higher time frames, but yeah, you can see it coming down here and then drip down. And then within this period, right, it comes down here and then right there. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this. If it doesn't pick up here, I hate to say it because I'm in calls, but might be going the other direction. So, which is the plus side of Trade the Fool, is we can flip directions on a dime if we need to. But obviously, you want to be careful about how often and when and why you do that. But that can be a lifesaver.
I want to share on AMD. Looking at the hourly chart with the pre-market, you can easily see it's also a very classic one. Like head and shoulder one. High volume coming in at the top, very classic to sell the top. And now when it drops, maybe the only thing that can save it is that tail at 192.50. But besides that, looking pretty sharp to the downside. If it will do that today, we got a level at 190.80. And that will be my key to look for, just buying the dip. Other than that, looks pretty good to continue all the way down to 185-ish. So nothing should stop it from dropping. And that's a big name. So if AMD will start pushing also down, that means that the market and the rest of the big ones will do the same. Q's just breaking new low. I gotta tell you, Gil,
smooth.
Very smooth. Yeah, very one. Okay, but the funny thing is today we have Tim with us. So thankfully, you guys at home, for those of you not familiar with this segment, you choose what Tim is about to trade, long or short. Yeah, and the symbol, of course. So write down in the chat which symbol.
We're not drawing for who gets to go.
No. We already did our part this week.
Oh, okay. That was Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah. So here we go. The symbol and the direction as well. Robbie, write down the direction too, and we will update with the outcome, and we will see Tim trade it and manage it. Let's see how it goes. Scott, we talked about it yesterday, right? The guys the guys at home are trying to, make it difficult on us instead of helping us. We had that with Tesla. Yeah,
I think so.
Market just dropped another few points, so that started to look pretty good. High volume coming in at the bottom. I like it. If we can push from here, that will be the key to reverse. I'm going to add a little bit more.
Do you think Disney in particular showing a double top here? That could actually, if any of you read Bulkowski, this is what he calls an Eve and Adam pattern.
What's that?
So if you've got the rounded top and then the kind of sharp top, so he calls those Adam and Eve, Eve and Adam, Adam and Adam, and so forth, based on there. So Bulkowski chart trading patterns. I'll find the book, but I recommend it quite a bit. And let's see if I can pull that up, and I'll bring it on.
Nice.
Bear with me one moment. But yeah, that could be this forming. So it's either we could be catching. So this is my trick. The things I'm long and worried about, I embarrass myself on stream by saying, "Oh no, looks like it's dropping," and then up we go. So, but
okay, I think we got it done. Gil in the back. Do we know what's Tim is gonna trade? Give us the news. Okay, I got GXIA to the short side. Exactly. Are you ready, Tim?
Yep. Oh yeah. So I have to just dive in here. That's the rule. So GXAI.
That's not a bad one. I quite like that one.
Oh yeah, that's nice actually. Yeah.
Just
it's halted.
Yesterday you were a bit aggressive with us, and today you're giving Tim something easy. I guess.
Yeah, what's that about?
I can't do it though. We're halted.
Discord. I mean,
is that what it is?
Yeah.
We're just giving him a stock that's been like overextended by the tune of about $10 on a small cap, and it's just halted down. I mean,
yeah. But it's gonna be a tough one. Yeah, it just halted, right?
Yeah, it's just halted. It's going to look back at 13, I reckon. See if it can. Where was it? 13, where it's halted before, something like that. Yeah. I think that's all Pixies on the money flow as well. So just a quick look at Very also. So GXAI. Oh, you done it for me. Thank you. So GXAI, a tippy top away from that daily level there, about 1620. So there is still room to go on the daily side of things here, but definitely compared to the price action, have recognized it. What we got here? Move that out of the way. So let's see what it's got here. I'd rather like to see a pullback to 15 and it hold before I shorted this, but sometimes when you get a halt, you don't get the chance. Halts to the downside, people generally don't like sticking around for. So the longs try to get out very quickly, and then I have a very similar thing going on here. It's into its benchmark. There's one above it. There's plenty above it actually. But again, if we can hold this 240 level or push into that would be nice. But yeah, these are looking quite good at the minute for aggressive shorts. Sorry, Tim.
Yep. And while we're waiting here, I'll just mention this. So this is Tom Bulkowski. He has the book Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. I actually want to I keep meaning to get this on paper so I can flip through it, but I put it up on the screen here. And but he has also just on the website this free visual index of chart patterns. Gil, is it possible for me to show the screen?
You're on.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So so he just has this lovely index of patterns, so you can just find it visually. So what I was potentially seeing form there and is now invalidated, but on Disney here we've got these. So he refers to them by these different sizes. But the thing I like about this, and this is where I need to get the book and just read through it at bedtime and familiarize myself, is he has all these tips for the expected range, time frames. I think he usually works on a daily chart, but a lot of these work intraday as well. And so he classifies these by, the success rate in either direction, how often they meet the target, how far they typically go, and it's just a wealth of information. And then he always has worked examples too. So,
nice.
So I love this, and I would suggest if you think you see something forming and you can't quite figure it out, or you want to refresh your memory, you want to look for a range, check this out, thepatternsight.com, and you can just flip through and just look for what you see.
That's nice, but you still need.
It looks
to
like it's back. What's our rule on halts there, Michael? So, would this count as exploiting halt trading, or?
No, that's fine as long as it's not. Before that, it would, but now it's fine. You can short it.
So as long as I'm not suspiciously just jumping in like right before it halts every time, then we're fine. All right.
Yep.
So let me see here.
Nice one, Kinoli on Marvel and also Amazon, FJF.
Yeah. Actually, so I need to go. This is a smaller account, so I need to go down on the size, especially since I have some of my other bright ideas have not worked out as hot as I thought so far. So, all right, we're in this. And I'm going to have my stop just above I've got the HA candles here, so put that right above.
Give it a shot.
Allow for that. Put an alert here, though. And then what do we got? 1364. So, yeah, actually, even... okay, so this is interesting. It's got a big... You got me shorting an AI ticker. This is cool. So actually, that'll give me enough range that's in the 10-point range. So I'm just going to scalp a little bit off the top, and then...
So Kenoli, I'm looking at the coin that you mentioned. So it's already it broke the 260 pretty nicely. High volume coming in right now, so that's a good sign. And you can see we have a level between 265 to 266-ish. That could be a nice place to start shorting it. So good workout from here, but maybe wait for that pop.
I can. I'm just going to show up a little usage tip. I've mentioned this in our Discord chat. We go through it a few times, but I'm just going to do a partial exit. So if you hold down the control key, you can quickly bring up the mouse trader here. So I just do that. So my position is 450. I've got stops, 2 150 stops here. So what I'm going to do is I flipped it to OCO, and I'll just say, hey, if it drops below 840 here, actually, say 839. But what I really want to do is scalp a little more up here. But it's a kind of a tricky level here. So I'm just going to say, and this again, actually, that could be that same, this could be the Adam and Eve pattern. So I'm just going to put this right below this HA body right here. And so what I'm just going to do is say, hey, if it can get up here, good, go ahead and take it. But I do want to trim a little bit. And then meanwhile, if not, I'll just trim that here. And then down here, I've got partial stops for the rest. These are all above, well, this one's above the 10-cent mark. This one isn't, but average, I should be good. So you can see my position stop is way down here. Another thing I like to do is I've got these partial exits here. So I'll just put a trail on. I do need to keep checking in on this now, because once the trail surpasses these exits, I'll want to trim or I'll want to remove or move them. Otherwise, it could end up putting me in a short position later. But if I keep checking in on this way, it'll eventually the trail will go past my partials and then even better. And here we go. Come on. All right. Well, meanwhile, it looks like I already got my first exit on GXAI. So nice. I scalped that. So I've now covered my commissions. The next piece I will scalp for a little more profit, and then the rest I can just let run. So I'm doing this with a small size. This is not the largest account. I've already taken a hit today, but obviously this scales up proportionally. But I do like doing it in thirds, much as I think you also do. I notice a lot of the rules are based around thirds and 30% rules, Michael, in the program. So,
Scott, are you still in Microsoft?
Right. Yeah, I am at the moment. I'm just waiting for that confirmation to. Oh, that looks a bit better now.
So there we go. I just got my second exit there, so I've now taken that off, and let me see where let's see. So if I go in the positions balance here, I can see what my, I'm going to hide this because that's just, so yeah, so GXA, that's 136.40. So that was what, 390. And then I've pulled off 13. So is that 3% off of my overall exposure. And now the rest I've just put a trail on and I can let that run. This I will just let, there we go.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, we got the. Let's print the money. Let's do that for you, Tim.
Well, Woof is printing. I don't know. Do you think it's going to give it up here, or you think this is a key level right here? So
I'm looking at Amazon. Actually, that was I forgot who mentioned it. I think Anoli, and that was a great one because I'll share my screen for a sec. We talked about the market that might shift direction, and basically we can go long on those big ones. And Amazon was the perfect one actually, because the rest, like like AMD and Nvidia and Microsoft also, they all went down with the market, but Amazon kept going, or at least didn't melt just like the rest of them. So a great trade would have been going long while the market is stopping, basically, because Amazon was strong enough. So yeah, that's something to remember for next time. Amazing, Slava. Let's go. Wow. It's beautiful to see that. I'm going to give you that. Exactly. The money rain. Good job. Good job. That's wonderful to see. Congrats.
We're all passing today, eh?
Some big moves, and as long as we're doing also our job here, and we all as a community share the knowledge and share the information we see, we can benefit it.
Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to do for sure. It looks like Very, VERI, has taken the money flow from GXAI. So the mob have kind of moved over here. Let's have a look at VERI. Yep, so bogey level at 282, got one up there around 320 as well for VERI. Just seeing if the catalyst is any good. Fourth quarter results. Oh, loss. Okay.
Nice push on Snow.
All right, and I did go ahead and get out a woof there because it looked like I was about to lose a key level, so looks like my stop just hit.
Are you still team in GXAI? AI?
Yeah, that one's actually holding still, and it looks like it might. It's a good call out because it looks like it's about to lose this next level down.
It was a nice one.
So it's pretty wide range for this. I don't know if you call it a pivot, but a little catch spot. This could actually be forming a head and shoulders. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice push down to 12s. So Very was kind of stair-stepping its way up there into that benchmark. Now we've got a kind of double volume move up to there into this that bogey level at 283 directly in between these two levels. So we'll see if that can hold. Looking for similar action to what happened on GXAI really on that. So there's that stair-stepping action and a couple of big pushes up and then a rejection off. We'll see if we've got any VWAP buyers here. We've got a kind of confluence here of a buy-side liquidity pool, VWAP sitting here, and a level where people would look for a color change on that. So we'll see if that gives us any trouble. If that gives us that and then stops them out straight away, that would be good for more downside, I think. Or if it doesn't confirm at all, green. Okay.
Coin just super strong. I mean, playing with the level right now, 266. Let's see if it can break it. If it will close below it, that could be an indication for a downtrend, but super strong, this whole sector. It's kind of hard to go against it. Still watching Tesla.
What do you think about Futu? They're in an interesting spot. They have earnings this evening. So Futu is another brokerage house there. I'll compare them to, let's see, Interactive Brokers and Robinhood. Oh, Robinhood is pushing again today. Wow. I'm hesitant to chase it, but that looks like just strength on Hood.
Okay. So
GXI down 11.5 now.
nice move. Very nice move.
So, I mean, we could hit 20 on Robinhood pretty easily. I do have this. So yeah, in this larger channel, we're still just catching on this. Was it 78 fib? Obviously, that's not time frame sensitive because that's a Renko, but up here, whenever I drew this, we're still working our way upwards. If I look at this, okay, wow, yeah. So let's see, if I were to enter here right at 17, there is a risk it could come down to, is it 1670 or 1650? But then if it does push up to this 78 fibs, 1720, and then up, then we've got a nice little cushion from our entry still. So as long as it goes the direction we're thinking on the entry, it's not too risky. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put in a reasonably small entry here. Let's see what that'll. I'm gonna have to go a little smaller due to how my day is treating me so far, but thanks for that GXAI. That is still look at that, still going.
You're rubbing it in there, Michael.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful call.
Yeah, beautiful trade. And to be honest, I'm looking at the chart. I don't see the main reason for it to fall. Obviously, the extended move, but I don't see any parameters that will push.
And what I might do here is I might actually put on. Let's see. Got to figure out my. Well, this is what I could do anyway, regardless. So if I go to my chart here again and I look, so where was that other 17? I'm not going to try anything at this 50%, just because if I were a little bit less loss sensitive than today, I might scale in further there, but I can put another entry right here, 1670, and again 1650. And so I didn't do a very large position, but what I can do, so I'm going to just trim this, and I'll just say 16. So this is a little low compared to this level, and this is often where you might put a stop. But one thing I've heard, I think it's good advice, is put your entries where you might want to put stops. And we do see that again a lot in this market, especially. Oops, sorry. We do see that again in this market a lot, especially where you get these little things where it'll just undercut something previously and then off to the races. So I'm going to put this here 1670 and then 1650, I think it was. And then if I put my, let's see, I think below, that's auspicious. If it comes back to here, I got to reconnect. So if I go, let's see, what is that? This math is wrong, but like, what is that? 120 times 3. So my risk would be 320 total if they were all from here, but it would be like 160, 200. So I could do better math than that, but yeah, so I'll let it scale in. Now, I probably can't actually do that because then I'd be running against my daily loss, but actually, if these others do okay, I could. All right, back to you. But that's a trick, and Michael is the master of this, of scaling into positions, and then you don't want to jump whole hog with your whole position right at the first point, you think, because or if you do, just be ready to give it up quickly and try again. So if you are willing to take your time and scale in, there's reversals and tests more often than not. So I'm still working on adding to winning positions, Michael, though. So I think that's one of your real strengths there. And that, if you can manage it, can be great.
I mean, I actually like to add more on a loser position. Again, as long as it's within the risk parameter, because it's just, I guess, like I said yesterday, it's easier because you're in a state of mind where I don't really care about the loss because it's a tiny loss because I'm taking a filler, right? And on the other end, I'm actually reaching another major support or resistance or another key level that should push the price to my favor. So this is why it's easier for me to add to a loser, because you get in more conviction.
Yep.
On the
and it's
upside,
as long as you're planning for it, right? As long as that's in your trade plan for your entry, right? If you say, hey, here's my entry range, then you're fine. It's different thing to be very confident, and then it goes against you, and then you're like, well, I'll average down, or you have a day trade and then it just sort of turns into a swing trade. If you plan for it from the get-go, you can be in a lot better position. And one thing I hear from people is they'll say, oh, well, I don't want to go in with a small size because then if it does what I think, I won't make any money, it's not worth it, and then if you want to scale in, then you're moving your entry points, your possibility profits lower. But the way I look at it is, there's there's your mental energy, your emotional energy, and just the time out of your day. If you enter and your first entry and it just rips right out of the gate, like, you know, okay, great. Like you made that with like so little effort that's still a win, because that frees, you've still got capital and time free to do things with the rest of your day. So this is something I work on telling myself, so I'm kind of preaching to myself more than anyone. But yeah, just take a deep breath, take a long view, and you'll be joining all these folks celebrating that they just got their funded account.
So the easiest way to handle it is just going back to your data, right? If you go back to your data, check and test how many times on your winners. First of all, on your winners, right? How many times it went straight to your favor, and how many times it played with the level, dropped a little bit more, and so on. And then you will realize if it's worth it to go with a filler. For me, I saw that many of the times I'm not actually getting the specific point where it's shifting, right? I do have those trades, definitely. But from time to time, I will have it only on the second attempt. So instead of getting in, getting out, waiting for that second attempt, and so on, I'm starting small. Once it's getting into the second position, second level, then I can easily go in, and it's much easier mentally to handle as well. So just go back to your data. The guys that listen, go back to your data. Try to see how many winners did you have that actually went straight away to your target, right? And then go to your losers and see what would have happened if, instead of taking that stop loss, that very narrow stop loss, you would have give a little bit more room to play with, and what happened with the stop, right? Because if you say that you entered, it took you out, but if you waited maybe 20 cents more, 50 cents more, it depends on obviously the range of the stock, and then it turned to your favor, obviously it makes sense to start scaling in instead of going all in. So
great advice there, Michael. I think love it.
Robbie, you're asking about the funded account. So it's basically, it goes like this. On the funded account, we do work with interactive brokers in Saxo Bank, but our risk department will decide if you go live or stay on the simulator. It just depends on the whole process of the risk profiling that we have behind the scene, algo and stuff like that. So from time to time, you might be ended up working with interactive brokers, the same platform, but the orders will go to the market. From time to time, they will stay in-house.
And yeah, basically the way I like to think of it is, well, I like to think of myself as a pro esports athlete, in the financial arena. But no, I mean you're in there and you're basically just you're identifying good trades for the firm, and then the firm might take it to the live market. But as long as you call out good entries, exits, sizes, you get paid for identifying those basically. So that's the same for qualifying too. So it's just
yeah. What do you mean by requirements do you have for a 6K account? Not sure about that. So yes, of course. Raphael, on the US, you sure can. We trade in stocks, not CFDs. So obviously on the simulator, while you're going through the evaluation, that's a simulator, so it doesn't really matter. But once you go live on the funded or go live to the market, it's real shares. So it's not CFDs, so you can definitely jump in.
So just an update from my side then. So I got FOMO on GXAI, so I shorted very. So I shorted very up there at 286. Nice. So yeah, just as we closed, kind of below that out of VWAP there and coming in. So really you should think about taking some off here if I'm going with my usual plan. But if I go with Michael's plan, then I shouldn't do that. I should hang on into this. So I think I'll wait until
leave a tiny bit, something.
Yeah.
What's the worst case?
Yeah, I'll leave. I'll let it track these moving averages down, these yellow moving averages, and see if we can't get at least down to 245 here before I take a little bit off. What is GXI? Because what I heard was the switch as I kind of entered short on very. The tape had stopped calling out very and switched immediately to GXAI. So that was that area that I was saying, VWAP's there, the moving averages are there. If you get a red to green move that confirms, you can get, those buyers coming back in, which I think is what happened and allowed the move for very to take a bear stance at that point.
Nice. Ruby, I was referring to Ralph there.
Yeah, and there is a question. Let's see. How many days do I need to trade or profit target to get the smallest fund account? Oh, yep. Someone just answered. Yeah. So, it's not the number of days. There is a number of trades. It's 30 trades. And beyond that, and you need to, you can't just do it all in one trade. You need to have at least 3 and change trades. So each trade can be up to 30% of your overall profit to hit that target. But the way it's done is it's not like, again, because it's not a brokerage account. It's not like a pool of money. So it's not like a traditional margin thing where your exposure is limited by your account. And it doesn't fluctuate as your account balance goes up or as you, when you have a funded account, when you get payouts. So if you, it's basically you just have an exposure limit based on the tier that you are. And then every day you're allowed to lose up to so much. And then there's an overall drawdown limit on the account. So the targets are all based on, you basically have your allowed risk for the day. It might be 300, it might be 700, it might be 2,000 even for the largest one. And what you do there is it's just you're allowed to lose overall up to 3 times that before you lose the challenge or the account. And the target is to make 6 times that daily threshold. Each trade, each time you enter, that's also got an automatic limit of 30% of your daily risk. So a little bit of a margin. So again, that 1/3 thing. So the idea is that everything tries to set up so you're not going to, if you have a bad day, that's not going to take you out of the running in one trade or one day. But
yeah,
I think we had one person that actually passed it in a single day, and met all the consistency requirements too. Just hit it out of the park, just boom, boom, boom with a number of winners. But I would encourage people not to, not to focus on going as quickly as possible. Every time I do that, paradoxically, it takes longer, or I blow up, or it's tough, especially if you're on a budget. Trust me, I understand the feeling. But the less you worry about making money in trading, the more the money, just at least for myself, the less I stress about how much money I'm making, the more the money kind of flows. Focus on the setups, focus on the trades, just come to it fresh every day, and if you have an edge, it'll work out.
Yeah, definitely. Microsoft moving nicely. Did you add more, Scott, there?
Yeah, I did. I doubled down on that. So yeah, so kind of beautiful. Added that starter, and then I've just added double as we got that kind of that push up that was kind of aligned with the Qs doing a similar thing. And so yeah, we'll not far from break even, but not quite there yet. Not far at all, actually, looking at it.
Just the market is like pushing, not pushing even, just moving, the market just moving a little bit higher, working that level, but you don't see the excitement I actually wanted to see. Hopefully we will get it maybe with the break of this bull flag or so. They are pushing it, but very,
I will say also, just because I'm coming, I do the community management for our Trade the Pool Discord server. So I would encourage people to come in, check that out. We do have regular discussions on this topic as well. We'll find videos, we'll find articles, we'll find books. We also do live trading every other Friday together. So just like similar setup to we have here, you can share your screen, grab your headset, and we all do that together. But we also have a lot of encouragement and a lot of feel free to share what you're running into. You can get encouragement, you can get criticism, you can get suggestions, and you can share what you have as well. So it's great. Oh, hi, Val. And Val is also one of our newest mods.
Hey, Val.
Long-time trader, though, and great stuff. Hey, random question, since you have the... I see you do the music instruction stuff. Would you say trading is at all like playing music?
Interesting one.
Is that a question for me? Or for...
No, is that a question for Val? Are you playing piano as well?
All the time, Michael. All the time when I'm not trading.
Actually,
no, I'm not. No.
I play all kinds of music, or all kinds of instruments. I can play a radio, I can play a CD player, I can play an MP3 player, I can play a...
I'm not sure everyone knows what is a CD player.
Yeah. Oh, come on. What is this, how you say CD?
I need my lossless master recordings. I don't need distortion baked in. And I want my liner notes. Even if you get a CD now, you don't get the liner notes. You don't get the lyrics.
True. Yeah. It was fun back then.
Tragic.
Tesla continued to drop. That's nice. Waiting for that support at 170 all the way to 169. That could be our key for Tesla. Just an intraday trade, obviously. And I'm still kind of stuck with NVIDIA, still in that trade. Only 30 shares, so not big of a deal, like break even or so. I gotta see a push from the market in order for this to work. Usually, I prefer to see it, especially on the big names, I prefer to see a faster bounce than what we're looking at right now, because it doesn't look that great.
Just trying to work out whether GXAI is a pop into this resistance here for a short, or whether or not it actually wants to take a look higher.
That's a funny one, Val.
I think Berry's, so Berry's getting some money flow out of this level here now. So I covered 2/3 of the position down here at 240, at 250. And just got 1/3 of that position left on right now. So we'll see what happens. Microsoft, yes, it's still kind of, my break even point is going to be 414.20 to get, but ultimately not looking to take the trade off at break even, but that's where it is. Just trying to look where I would be looking.
Okay, here's an interesting perspective from Danny. Music has a lot of certainty. Trading doesn't. I thought it said trading didn't have uncertainty, but yeah, exactly. But our job is the goal, right? Is to extract. I liken it to like a hydropower thing, right? Where you've got the waves, right, in the ocean, and you're collecting that energy. So you want to, or any kind of generator turbine thing like that, right? Like you want to take that uncertainty, you want to take those rhythms from the market, and you want to just extract consistent profitability, you know?
And that was definitely a pop on GXAI. Straight off that level. So just to see now, it's given the kind of time of day we get to is whether or not we do get trapped. What we've been seeing is that, and Michael, you've sat through these right a couple of times, which is we can get that sideways action down here. Now we've come into this area, and then we take a run up in the afternoon, and you can almost short that again, and then it comes back. Then it comes back down to the lower levels. So let's see if that plays out with GXAI. But that was definitely a pop to short there, up to 13.5.
And quick reminder, just for those of you who, like me, like to look for the London market close to, see what kind of reversals or continuations there might be. With the U.S. time change, the U.K. still has not changed to summertime, so we still have another 2 hours to go, right, Scott?
Yeah,
until the UK market closes, or just under.
Yeah, just under.
So it's usually 11:30 is when it's wrapping up.
Yeah, a little late to the stream on Monday by a minute or two because of that, Michael, wasn't I, on Monday?
Yeah. Okay, NVIDIA push.
Yeah, so just coming up to my average price then on Microsoft at 414.25 there. So my target is now up here at kind of 416.50-ish. Or at least that's the area that I expect to see some form of potential pullback again. But we'll see what happens with the price action in there. Okay, so I feel better with Microsoft.
Yeah.
Very.
Let's see the market.
Still gone. Yeah, very still playing with its buy side pull and NQ. Yeah, you go with exactly. NQ, Michael. Yeah, you can go.
Okay. So yeah, so again, the market is not really getting too excited about it, but let's see, maybe from here. Yeah, at least NVIDIA, Microsoft started to move nicely. So started to push. Could go, for me, NVIDIA could go to 905 at the moment. So that like extra $5. Not a big trade, but I'm good with that, especially after that nice trade on the NASDAQ before. And I would wait for Tesla for that support level we talked about. Yeah.
All right. So is anybody watching HRTX? Did that come up yet? This is Heron Therapeutics, and they reported losses actually, but it beat the analyst estimates, and that's showing some nice strength there. Seems to be holding a channel and pushing up, so it could have another 20-30 cents in it perhaps. And what else do we have? Just looking over my biotech things. Cool. Let's see, BGNE. So we have another couple interesting things in the pharma space here. So we've got, let's see, Cybin, that's Charlie Yankee Bravo November. FDA has granted breakthrough therapy designation, which is in development for adjunct treatment of major depression. So statistically significant improvement in depression symptoms at 4 months, 75% in remission after 2 doses. So that's pretty neat. That one is doing nicely off of it. And Yeah, so that one's trading right around 48 cents. There's also, let's see, NCNA, that's Nucana, and they have, what is that, phosphoramidate? Phosphoramidate derivatives. They just got a patent for treatment-resistant cancer, and it's indicated apparently for leukemia, as well as prostate, lung, and breast cancers. So that one popped up from about 32 cents to 60. Well, it popped up to 75 cents and it's back down to 61. So those sound pretty interesting. I'm going to check actually the other one. This is recently NRXP. That's NeuroRx. So let's see. When did they have their earnings? That was. Okay, yeah, it was November 13th. So, they are interesting. I remember them from when they were a COVID stock. They had Aviptidil. I remember that being promising, and I can't remember if that didn't pan out or if just, the market and industry went a different direction with COVID treatment and ARDS treatment. But they are actually, there was some crazy drama between this U.S. company, NeuroRx, which was licensing from a Swiss company. But they do a lot of, they're getting into or I guess their core thing is some mental health treatment things. So they have something for ADHD, I believe they were doing, and they have something coming up as well for suicidal bipolar depression. There's one thing that is their special sauce, and they're also working on a ketamine treatment. So those of you who are into all the psychoactive, the weed stocks, the psilocybin stocks, might want to look at that. The funny thing, though, is I mentioned they had some drama before, so they just released a whole press release, and they said, we have identified naked shorting. There's heavy naked shorting. We're going to fight the short sellers, and we are going to rename our company and pick a different ticker. All the naked shorts will be forced out, and you loyal shareholders will stop being punished. So that strikes me as a desperation move. So, and at the end of the day yesterday, they didn't do too hot off of that. Went from 70 cents down to about 40 cents, and they've came back up to 46. But I don't know. To me, I hear something dramatic like that. I'm sorry, apes, but when I hear someone ranting about short sellers, I smell blood in the water. When I hear someone ranting about naked shorts, that is.
Okay, so let's have a quick look. Sorry, team. I'm gonna jump in.
No means.
Okay, cool. Scott is asking about Tesla. Free market prep for Tesla. Oh, let's do that. The entry level on Tesla. Let me share that. Okay, cool. So I'm going to the hourly chart in most cases, unless I don't have anything there, and then I'll jump into the intraday. But if you go back, maybe let me take a little bit bigger time frame. Okay, you can see it right here. A few of those actually. 170. Those are the levels. So I got this one right here. You can see we played with it a few times, maybe even before that. Let's see. No, that's the one. So we played with it here, then it bounced across it, but went all the way back again. So if you combine those two candles, basically we will see obviously just a tail and a close below the candle or fairly near it. Then another breakthrough, another one. So that's basically the level I'm aiming for, the 170. And of course, because it's Tesla, we will have some range between the 170 to 169. And 170 is also like a round number, so that also makes sense. And below that, we have, I believe it's a tiny gap that is still open at 166.50 and then 167. Those are the levels. So I'm waiting for it to reach that. And we also have a pivot point intraday level. So breaking that, reaching between, like I said, the 170 to 169 could be a nice one for us. That's a good move on Tesla right now. We talked about it also many times. Look at the MACD pushing higher as the price doing so as well. But you can see that if the price will drop down and reach a new low, in most cases, the MACD will stay higher, so it will create new higher lows while the price will create new lower lows, unless we will see a very strong dump here. So in that case, we're looking pretty good. I don't know if we will reach that level today, but if so, that will be the area I would like to buy it. Also, if it will do that tomorrow as well. What else do we have?
Microsoft done back, just like you said, very slowly grinding up in Microsoft.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that's literally right there at my average at the moment. So hopefully that will continue to the upside. Just seeing if I've got anything on. Yeah, so benchmark wise, I'll be looking up there. That aligns with, so 417 would be nice. Nice for me without, not given that anything I'm looking at seems excited going to, for an absolute runner at this time. GXAI, what just got halted? Oh, Swin, but there's no huge volume on it. That's why.
By the way,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll just say GXAI still playing out off that last pop to the downside as well, as is Very, I believe. I'm still got that third position on in Very.
Very nice.
Hey. Go on, Michael, what you got?
No, I'm just Tim, I'm not seeing you with the hat or anything. I believe you should check your mail because I think you got the shirt and the hat.
Oh, exciting! All right, yeah. No, today I've got. Let's see the
get your merch
breakfast.
On. I want to see.
This is the breakfast club. They're all
breakfast club. I got it.
Walking a tightrope, but yeah, I'll keep an eye out for that. That's exciting.
Yeah.
GXAI flush. Nice flush. You're still holding Tim GXI. Just flushed down to 10.5.
Oh no, wow, okay. Yeah, no, I got out. Let's see where I got out here. I'll pull this back up here.
Nice one.
Wow, okay. Well, yeah,
nice
so
job.
no, it started coming back up here, so I got out. But wow. Kind of wish I stuck with that one. My Disney short is playing out though. And that's cool. Target as well. GameStop had a pop up, and then down there. So might actually add on to that one.
They were from earlier, those calls. Just highlighting who gave us the tips on GXAI.
Yep.
Robbie, did you put it on yourself, Andre? Or was you secretly thinking it was going to go to the moon? Well, Q's are taking a little pullback right now. Or should I say continuation? Let's have a look. Well, depends which way you're looking. So we'd need to hold there.
I'm kind of thinking of adding to Nvidia, just maybe above 895. But again, the market is just, moving sideways. So that's not a great one. But Nvidia, if it will break through the 895, I can add just a little bit more. Still with a very low risk. Fernando, we are working on that. Trust me, buddy. This is something I really want to solve and get it off with. Yeah.
And actually, the time I was actually going to head out about an hour ago, but I'll stay for the last 4 minutes. But yeah, we have some testing lined up. Actually, we're working with some folks who volunteered in the Discord chat, so we will be reaching out to those people soon. And and some of that has been on me. Actually, I've been working with Michael to line up some things so we can get ready to test it. And I have just been under the weather, so. Now that I'm able to sit up and think straight, hopefully we can move that forward. But there's a lot of exciting stuff in the works, though, so we are very excited.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's time to recap those trades for today. We need that, Gil, if you're listening, we need a segment for that, like an intro on that. Okay, that's a nice one. So I'll start with my recap. Just two trades for today. I'll show my screen for a second. The first one that I did was just before the opening bell, or actually, maybe an hour before, 2 hours before. Took that short on the NASDAQ, then added more right at the level, close it when it dropped. That was a nice one trade for me on the NQ. And the other one that I'm still in is Nvidia, still waiting for it to reverse. Basically, the Nvidia and the NASDAQ drop nicely, show some strength at the bottom, so started to buy it. Still in, not a lot of shares currently. I would probably add more if it will break through the 895 area, so right about here. But I need to see some confirmation from the market as well. So these are the two that I had or still in right now. What you got there, Scott?
Okay, so my first trade Tesla. You know what? I do this kind of every day with Tesla, and kind of get the position and direction right, and then take it off too early. So I traded that Tesla. I had that best execution level up here, right, and it tipped into a liquidity pool. Called that 176 out earlier in the pre-market prep. So shorted that and then took that off at the buy side liquidity pool that was sitting here. Only for it to, it goes back, tests the sell side, and then puts in lows on the day. So there's plenty more that so I need to refine what I'm doing there with Tesla. I'm not so used to the big caps, but I think there's if you do get that direction right in the first instance, then I think it's got longer legs on it. I should hold on to that longer than I do my small caps. And speaking of small caps, the other trade I had was VERI. So what do we do with VERI? So VERI, I took a kind of teaser position in here when I thought it was going to come off that original benchmark, which then broke the sell side liquidity, so covered straight away on that. Then got in twice at the top, got in first, then added some, covered some down here at 240, 250, and the rest of the position is still on at the moment. So that's it. Oh, and Microsoft as well. Microsoft, I have jumped in. I can't get mine. There you go. So Microsoft was buying off that initial best execution lows, which we went straight through. So took position there and then added twice the size of that position on there to bring it back to my break even at 414.20. So got a target up there around 416 for that one in the first instance. So that's my 3 for today. So a good day for me today.
Nice
All
one.
good.
Yeah. Tim, you
Tim?
want to take it? Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, you want to take it?
Your trades today.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So far, yeah, it looks like this is not the first time this happened. I got a little enthusiastic jumping into ARM, and actually, yeah. So this is another case. If I had done a little bit smaller size, I could have stayed in there, and now it is coming up to reclaim. We'll see if it redoes that. Other than that, Target, that was the other big hit here that, kept looking for the upside on that, and it looks like we'll be sliding for a little while. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, though, like the GXAI trade was nice. Hood looks like that is still just puttering around here. And Disney, I'm looking to see if that. If this actually is a top here, there's a lot of downside there, so that could kind of more than make up there. But we'll see how that all turns out.
All good. What about GXLI?
Yeah, let's see where that's at right now. So
10.55. Nice.
So yeah, great call out again. So thanks for that. Thanks for that tip. That was great.
That's beautiful short on that one. Okay, so I think that's us for today and for this week. We will be back on Monday, same time, same place. We'd really appreciate if you give us a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the show. Until then, we will see you next week. We'll see you Monday. Cheers, guys.
Bye, guys.